All right, everybody, how's it going? It is Tuesday, September 29, 2020, and we just finished with Week 3 of the NFL. So, of course, now it is time to move on to our Week 4 NFL Pick'em. We had a pretty good week last week. We went 10-5-1. Of course, with the Bengals and the Eagles tying, everybody just gets a tie this year, so that's how we do ties. Everybody just gets a tie. So we got wrong the Rams and Bills game, the Lions and Cardinals. We got the what other one was there? We got Monday Night Football, the Ravens and the Chiefs really wrong. I can't believe how bad the Ravens looked. We also got two other ones wrong, and I can't remember them off the top of my head. They were kind of like the Jaguars and the Dolphins we got wrong. And then there was another really weird one that I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's all right. That's all right. It was a weird weekend. A lot of random teams won, but that's kind of beside the point. But here we are, Week 4. Hopefully we do better than 10-5-1. We're up to 32-15 overall. 32-15-1 is our pick'em record this year. So hopefully we can improve on that. Hopefully we can get closer and closer to, further away from our losses with the wins. We're at 66%, so hopefully we can continue. And let's jump right into Thursday Night Football. We can't pick Thursday nights. So most of you should probably pick the Jets, I'll be honest. This is going to be the New York Jets hosting the Denver Broncos. Both teams are 0-3. The Broncos are favored by 3 points with an over-under of 39.5. I don't think I even have them scoring that much. I have them scoring 35 total. Because the Jets are just a bad team. Like, they just don't have anything going for them. And, like, despite they're not that banged up, they're just a bad football team. That's evident this year. We're in Week 4, so you can kind of make some more sure statements about teams after what you've seen for the first few weeks. Some teams still need a week or two, but for the most part, teams are probably going to start looking more correct. You've seen it more this week too. But I know the Broncos are banged up, but I still think with the way the Broncos have played, despite being banged up, I know Tampa just played them really hard. They just blitzed the ever-living hell out of the Broncos, and that just ruined them. I don't know. The Jets are bad, and I think the Broncos are a lot better than the Jets, even with all the injuries to the Broncos. I don't think I can pick the Jets till they win a game this year or until they're playing another equally just team. And I don't think the Broncos are a team, so give me the Broncos over the Jets, 21-14. This one, and then let's go on to Sunday, 1 o'clock. We have the Cowboys hosting the Cleveland Browns. The Cowboys are 1-2, and the Browns are 2-1. The Cowboys are 4.5-point favorites with an over-under of 55. And my main thing is here, I know the Browns have a better record, but it's like they beat the football team and they beat the Bengals. So it's like, all right, well, that's not that impressive. I mean, I know the Cowboys only beat the Falcons, who can't hold a lead. But it's also like, well, I mean, the Cowboys did lose to, like, the Seahawks and the Rams, who aren't exactly, like, and then the Browns lost to the Ravens. So the Browns have lost to the only good team they've played. The Cowboys, somewhat similar. I just feel like I don't trust either one of these two teams' defenses. And if this were to become a shootout, which I kind of have it becoming, it's like, what quarterback do I trust more in a shootout? Do I trust Baker more in a shootout, or do I trust Dak more in a shootout? And I trust Dak more in a shootout than Baker. That's literally why I have this game like that. It's like, I don't think either one of these two defenses are going to be super relevant with the way that these two offenses have played this year. So I think in a shootout, I like the Cowboys over the Browns. And then in this game was weirdly hard to figure out. We have the Houston Texans hosting the Vikings, both 0-3. The Texans are favored by 3.5 with an over-under of 54.5. Sorry. This is going to be a boring game that I don't think many people care about, but it's still a football game. The Texans fans are going to care. The Vikings fans are going to care, and the Texans should win this game. The Vikings don't have a rush defense, a pass defense. They can't put any pressure on the quarterback. So this might be the first game Deshaun just doesn't get sacked, and they can run for like 200 yards. David Johnson hasn't looked horrible this year. Deshaun can run around. Minnesota, they can't win. It just seems like Kirk's playing exceptionally bad this year. Their defense has been really irrelevant. I don't know what's going to fix the Vikings, and I don't think playing the Texans is going to be like that savior for them that Vikings fans think it's going to be. I like the Texans winning this one because I just don't know what the Vikings are doing. They don't have a rush defense, and the Texans can run the ball kind of. So I don't know, man. It seems like, and also with the way Houston just played Pittsburgh, who I think is one of the better teams in the AFC, Houston played a really good game, whereas Minnesota blew it to the Titans. All right, in this one, there's, so give me the Texans 28-24 over the Vikings. And then we can move on to the Seahawks taking on the Dolphins. The Seahawks are 3-0. The Dolphins are 1-2. Seahawks are just 6.5-point favorites with an over/under of 54.5. Not much to say here. Seahawks are going to do, with the way that the Seahawks have been beating up on teams, like the Cowboys, Patriots. They've been just destroying teams on offense. They're going to beat up on this poor Miami team, and it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be cute what Seattle's going to do to this team. So give me the Seahawks all day. Now, I know Detroit is hosting New Orleans in the next game. Both teams are 1-2. The Saints are a 4.5-point favorite with an over/under of 54. If New Orleans wasn't getting, I believe Michael Thomas is supposed to play in this one, and I believe, they have Alvin Kamara. If Kamara and Thomas weren't playing in this one, I'd go with the Lions to upset the Saints. But I don't think Detroit really has much of an answer for Kamara if we remember Aaron Jones just absolutely destroying us. And with Michael Thomas in that addition, this kind of has the same feelings as when we played the Packers, but like with a less capable armed quarterback now in Drew Brees. Because, Drew is now Noodle Arm Drew. That's the new nickname for Drew Brees, is Noodle Arm Drew. So I like the Saints in this one because I don't think we have much of an answer than the Lions do for Kamara or Michael Thomas. Okuda's playing a lot better, yeah, but it's a tough start, So yeah, right now, if both of those guys weren't playing and Detroit had a little bit better of a defense when it came to like multi-purpose running backs, I would pick the Lions, but give me the Saints 31-28 over the Lions. Well, Carolina really doesn't have that good of a defense. Carolina's hosting the Carolina Panthers are hosting the Cardinals. The Cardinals are 2-1. The Panthers are 1-2. The Cardinals are 3.5-point favorites with an over/under of 51.5. And I'm going with the Cardinals too, mainly because I really don't like this Panthers defense. I know they won last week, but it took a rookie quarterback. And I mean, Herbert almost beat them. Like, Herbert literally had that ball, I think, to like the 20-yard line of the Panthers. So like they were about to let a rookie come back and beat them. I think a team that has a well-oiled offense, that can run the ball, that can pass the ball, has a running quarterback, difficult to deal with. I know Detroit kind of just upset Kyler Murray and kind of made him look bad, but Detroit also has a somewhat capable defense with good players. Carolina doesn't have that good of a defense. That's their Achilles heel. They'll score points, and I think they'll be able to keep up with the Cardinals. That's why I have it 35-31. But if it comes down to it, I trust Kyler Murray and the Cardinals offense way more than the Panthers. And I also trust the Cardinals defense to be able to make a stop, whereas the Panthers, I don't necessarily trust that unit yet. So give me the Cardinals 35-31. So these are the first slate of 1 o'clock games. Let's hop into the next one. We have a very good game, actually. In the Tennessee Titans hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Titans are 2-1. The Steelers are 3-0. The Steelers are just 2-point favorites with an over/under of 47.5. In this game, I'm going to go with the Steelers. And this is very... I had to look at I had to look at a lot of stats for this one. And the main reason is I know the Titans are a run-first, heavy-run team, kind of punch you in the mouth with the way they play football. The Steelers, through 3 games, have allowed, I think it's 57 or 62 rush yards per game. It's between that range. It's as high as 67 and as low as 57. So it's between 57 and 67 rush yards per game. So it seems like the Steelers know how to play the run. They can play the run and take that away from you. And that's something the Steelers are going to do to the Titans. They're going to take Derrick Henry away. Now, that means the ball is then put into Ryan Tannehill's hands. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill in a close game, in a game against the Steelers, in a game against the top 5 defense. Big Ben's going to be able to play against the Titans team. He's going to have to just chunk it out. And it really comes down to both these teams have good defenses. Both of them are very well coached. They both have capable offenses. It really comes down to what offense do you trust the most. And I trust the Steelers, Big Ben, James Conner. They've been slowly coming to life. The rust is falling off the Steelers as the weeks progress. Conner just went for 100 yards. And it seems like they can get a performance out of the running backs. Big Ben can do what he can do. It really just comes down to what team do you feel in a close game can win this one. And I think the Steelers, if it's 21-21 in overtime, I just trust the Steelers offense more. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill. I think the Steelers are going to shut down Derrick Henry in this one. Give me the Steelers 24-21 over the Titans. Good game, by the way, that's going to be. And then this one follows it up. This one was the hardest game for me to decide this week, really. I don't know how the Ravens are going to respond after getting their tails kicked, their teeth kicked in by the Chiefs over and over and over again. Andy Reid body slammed that whole team into submission. So now they have to face the mighty, mighty Washington football team. The mighty football team is 1-2, and the Ravens are 2-1 following a tough loss. The Ravens are 13.5-point favorites with an over-under of 51. I got the Ravens, man. I have nothing to say here. Come on. All right, this should be a pretty good game to follow it up. The Bears are 3-0, the worst 3-0 team I've ever seen, and they are hosting the Indianapolis Colts, who are 2-1. The Colts are 2.5-point favorites with an over/under of 44.5. I personally like the Colts this game. It seems like they're slowly coming together. The offense is warming up slowly. I think that was a good game to have to play the Jets because now they're comfortable with each other. I figured the Colts were going to have a weird start where they looked bad and then they looked good because they do have a great defense. The Colts are an underrated defensive team, and I think that's going to make a major dividends in this game. I don't know if the Bears know that the Colts have a top defense. I don't think anybody knows how good the Colts defense truly is, and especially now that the season's coming along and we're going to start to see it get better and better and better. Darius Leonard really is a freak. And the Colts offense, they got a good run game. They got a very good offensive line. They can pass the ball around. If Phillip Rivers wants to, he can have a game. And that's really all they need. I know the Bears, they have, Touchdown Nick at quarterback, BDN, Big Dick Nick, whatever you want to call him. I'm not a believer. Last year as a starter, he didn't do much for the Jaguars. So I know it's the Jaguars. Yeah, okay, sure. All right. I'm going to pump the brakes on the Bears. I don't think this team's going to start 4-0. They've kind of gotten lucky. I don't think if they have 2 comeback wins against 2 teams that Falcons and the Lions. That's 2 of their comeback wins. I think if they fall behind to the Colts, they don't come back. I don't think you're going to come back on that defense or a Frank Reich team. So I don't know. I just don't trust the Bears in this one. I like the Colts all the way. They've been playing very well. They're going to continue to play good football. Phillip Rivers is only going to get better as the season progresses, as he gets more comfortable in a new team. Colts all day. This should be a fun game, but I don't think it really is. I think it's going to be a deceiving game where people think it's going to be closer than it is. The Chargers take on the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Buccaneers are 7.5-point favorites with an over/under of 45.5. I just don't think I think the Bucks just are going to overpower the Chargers. The Chargers did not look good against that Panthers defense that is very, very easy to score on. That doesn't really have much of an identity. Herbert looks all right as a rookie, but he still needs a little time. I could see why the Chargers said he wasn't ready to start. I can clearly see that now. I get it now. But he looks all right. But I don't think it's enough to have to go head-to-head with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. The Bucks are coming together. They looked pretty good last game. There was some moment, things are slowly starting to click for Tampa. Tom looks more and more comfortable. I've pretty much gotten every single Bucks game down to the Bucks score within 2 points every game. It's been like I said they would score 27 last week. I think they scored 28. It's really I've been nailing these Bucks games because I have an idea of what this Bucks offense is and what Brady's going to play like. So I think the Bucks win this one 34-20. I think the offense looks really crispy in this game. This is probably the start where it's going to be really hard to beat the Bucks going forward. They're going to come out of this 3-1, and that's the worst. That's worst case scenario is the Bucks starting 3-1 through the first 4, because I think starting week 5 or 6, you're not going to be able to beat the Bucks. They're going to be possible to beat on offense. And the Chargers, they're not going to play bad. It's just, Tyrod should be starting. So give me the Bucks over the Chargers. Who really gives a shit about this game? I'm picking the Bengals over the Jaguars. Both the Jaguars 1-2, Bengals 0-1. Bengals are 3-point favorites with an over/under of 47.5. Bengals are just gonna. I'm picking the Bengals because this show is now a pro Joe Burrow show. We're not picking the Jaguars again because that screwed me every time I pick them. They always lose when I pick them. So let's go Bengals. Get this first win for Joey Burrow. Let's go Bengals. The Rams take on the Los Angeles Rams host the New York Giants. The Giants are 0-3 and the Rams are 2-1. And the Rams should be 3-0, but they got kind of screwed over against the Bills with that bogus pass interference call. The Rams are 12.5-point favorites with an over/under of 47.5. I've got the Rams winning this game quite comfortably. Not any disrespect to the Giants fans or disrespect, sorry. Your team is crap. They're playing like crap. Your defense isn't good. Your offense is even worse. You should fire Jason Garrett. That should be your first move. Fire Gettleman, probably fire McCarthy, fire everybody. Maybe not Joe Judge, give him another year, but I don't know. Give me the Rams all day. This should be a fun game, but I don't think the Raiders win this one. The Raiders are hosting the Buffalo Bills. The Raiders are 2-1. The Bills are 3-0. The Bills are 3-point favorites with an over/under of 51.5. I was wrong about Josh Allen. The guy's pretty accurate. He's improved his play from last year and the year before. So yeah, sometimes you misjudge and you think a player isn't going to work on their issues. The accuracy issues. He fixed those. He's playing a lot better. The Bills are a lot better of a football team because of it, though they're 3-0, sort of lucky because of that call. They should be 2-1, whatever. Josh is playing a lot better. So the Bills look a lot better. Their offense looks a lot more potent. Diggs was a big help. So good job. The Bills should win this one handily, 31-28. The Raiders, I don't know. I don't think the Raiders can, I don't know. And here we go. This is the game everybody was waiting for, right? Everybody's like, oh, Rob's definitely picking the Patriots. Nope. I got the Chiefs. The Chiefs play the Patriots 3-0 versus 2-1. It's in Kansas City. I have the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the favorites, 7-point favorites with an over/under of 53.5. Yeah, it is what it is, right? With the way that the Chiefs just played the Ravens, they played the run very well, and that was the one thing that was holding me back from picking the Chiefs to beat the Patriots. I think the Chiefs and Patriots are both going to score a good amount of points in this one. Because I still don't really trust the Chiefs defense, but they rose to the occasion and they beat the hell right out of the Ravens offense that is very typically hard to play against. So good job by the Chiefs. They rose up and they showed me wrong. Again, now they have to play the Patriots, who can run really, really well. So I think the Patriots use that. They can throw it too. So again, the main thing I wanted to see from the Chiefs to make sure that they would win this game, because I do think they're a better team than the Patriots right now. That's hard to say. It is what it is. Defensively, maybe not so, but I wanted to see the Chiefs deal with the run, which has been their Achilles heel, and they played the run extremely well in this game against the Ravens. So I'm going to give them the edge over the Patriots, 34-28. Move on. All right. By the way, I didn't want to do that. That hurt me. That hurt me on the inside really badly. Like, I might be internally bleeding. The reason I'm fucking around is because the next two games are jokes. All right, the 49ers are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. The 49ers are 2-1, and the Eagles couldn't even beat the Bengals. They're 0-2-1. The 49ers are 6.5-point favorites with an over/under of 45. Give me the Niners JV team. Give me Big Dick Nick Mullins. Give me Jerick McKinnon. Give me the backup 49ers defense to just beat the hell right out of this banged up Eagles team. Carson Wentz can't play quarterback anymore. The Eagles are done. Just stick a fork in the Eagles. Fire Peterson for not kicking that field goal. Just the whole works, man. There's no way the 49ers lose to the Eagles in this. If they do, I would be genuinely stunned. And by the way, Kyle Shanahan should be coach of the year again. To get Nick Mullins to throw for almost 400 yards, that's unreal. Give me the 49ers all day. Monday Night Football, same situation. I don't pick the Falcons to win games. I don't do that. I'm not in the business of picking the Atlanta Falcons. And the Green Bay is just a better team than every team but the Falcons. They're probably the second best team, or the Seahawks rather, not the Falcons. They're probably the second best team in the AFC or the NFC, as much as that annoys me. So the Packers take on the Falcons. Falcons 0-3, 2 blown leads. The Packers are 3-0 and completely dominated most of everybody they played. Packers are 7-point favorites. Should be a lot higher than that. 57.5 is the over/under. Give me the Packers. It's not even gonna be. Green Bay's not Green Bay. Atlanta's a joke. I don't pick the Falcons till they start winning. I just won't do it. I'll pick them 0-16 if I have to. And let's move on and look at our pick'em record. Hopefully you've seen all those. We went 10-5-1 last week, as we said. 32-15-1 is the overall pick'em record. So not so bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to last week's. We had over 11,000 views. We're up at 4,100 subscribers now. So thank you guys very much for all the views, for all the subscribing. I very much appreciate it. All the likes. Let's try to get this one up to 100 likes. So let's push the goal. Let's go 100. Triple digits. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're doing good on Pick'em this year. Hopefully you're doing well. Make sure you leave your picks down below. As always, I'll get back to those as soon as I can, and pretty regularly throughout the day here. I'd like to also know how you're doing in your Pick'em. So yeah, how'd I do? Let me know down below. You can leave nasty, mean thoughts if you would like to, as well as the good ones. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. All those things help us grow. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. Here we go, week 4 pick'em. This is a fun year so far. I've enjoyed it. Let me know how you're doing. Peace out. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm doing good. Blah.